So, MI3.
We open with a retired Ethan Hunt.
We do.
Who's training others to do what he does.
We do.
And he's married. You said that earlier, but he's married.
Yes, I did. So straight up, this is my least favorite Mission Impossible.
Okay.
So, I'll blow apart on this one.
All right. Okay. Then I will go. I'll go.
You want to take this one?
I'll wait till you percolate. But okay. So I had said earlier that I feel like this would have been a logical sequel to the first one.
Okay.
And I still kind of feel like that because, I mean, you know, like he mentions his parents and how they passed, but he feels closer to the Ethan Hunt that he was in the first movie, and not this like thrill-seeking, death-seeking daredevil. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And even just the stuff that he does in this movie, like in fight scenes, there's no wasted movement. It's just to the point, right? And I mean, I liked that he was. I mean, this is also a little bit stereotypical because he's a retired guy, but then they bring him back into the field. You know what I mean? But that whole opening sequence where he gets drawn back into the field to save Kerry Russell's character was actually really cool. Mm-hmm. It's really cool because then you get to, you know, you're introduced to the new cast of characters, which I can't remember their names, but the only one that I felt was the weakest was what's his face?
John Rhys Meyers.
Yes, that guy. He was poised for big things, but he's another one that I feel like is not that good of an actor.
He's not.
He looks good.
He's good looking. That's it. He's got the look.
But I mean, there's really nothing to his character. He could have not even been in the movie, and I don't think I would have missed him.
No.
You know, and I felt like they were trying to position him as to be like the next Ethan Hunt character.
I don't know what they were doing. Straight up.
That's the only reason
this movie has my least favorite IMF team. Mm-hmm. Least favorite.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, especially because, the woman, though, I've always liked her.
Maggie Q?
Yeah, I've always liked her,
good.
and I thought
like Maggie Q.
They could have done more with her, like in other movies.
Yeah, because she's actually quite badass.
Yeah, especially because, like...
Live Free or Die Hard, she kicked Bruce Willis' ass in that.
Yeah, exactly. Now imagine her in the Paula Patton character in Ghost Protocols. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah. And
we'll touch upon that in part 2 of our Mission Impossible trilogy.
Yeah.
But, like... so that cast of characters, not the greatest. Immediately forgettable, really.
Really forgettable.
You know, except for Maggie Q, just because I think it's because I like her, though. Like, I watched her in Nikita as well, and I thought she was really good.
The Nikita show is great.
You know, and that's a show that should have went on longer.
But I was so happy with the way it ended. Like, I'm glad it had a nice wrap-up.
And that's one of the things
It wasn't a cliffhanger. It wasn't like, we canceled this before you got an ending.
That's right. It was an actual ending. And it's like,
they tried to cancel it, but they brought it back for one little short season to wrap it up. And I was so happy about that.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that show because I really liked that show.
It was a really good show.
Especially because I really liked La Femme Nikita, the movie, the original movie, but I also liked the one with Bridget Nielsen. Was it Single White Female? No, that's not Single White Female. No. It's, it'll come to me. Yeah. It'll come to me. But that was also a really good movie, too. And it was really close to La Femme Nikita. But, but anyway, so, one of my big gripes with this movie is the rabbit's foot, where we never ever find out what the rabbit's foot is, ever. We just know that Owen Davian is looking for it, so they get it, and Owen Davian is like, no, I'm going to kill your wife and everyone you love if you don't give it to me, right? But we never find out what that is, and I don't necessarily, like, just tell me what it is. You know what I mean? Like, that still bugs me, even now, and I've watched this plenty of times, and I know that it's a MacGuffin. Yeah. Right, which literally is just a nonsensical thing to get the story going. Was it Hitchcock? Hitchcock, actually, was the guy that created the MacGuffin, and said, it doesn't have to be anything. You don't even have to have anything. It just has to be something so that the hero goes to here, to here, to here. That's it. And, I mean, okay, I get that it's 100% MacGuffin, but give me a little more than it's the rabbit's foot, and I want it. You know?
I'm going with, it's the recipe for the world's greatest rabbit stew.
Owen Davian, by the way. Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace,
Mm-hmm.
was a standout villain here.
Mm-hmm.
Was a really standout villain here.
That's actually one of my good notes.
I was gonna say, if that
Philip
wasn't...
Seymour Hoffman is the best villain in the series, hands down. Hands down.
Ooh.
He's deranged.
I'm
he's
gonna
menacing.
say he's really...
It's a thrilling performance.
I would put him and the guy from Rogue Nations is really close.
Rogue Nations is close, but Philip Seymour Hoffman takes it.
Yeah, he was so good.
Yeah.
In fact, like even in that hangar scene,
I kind of wish he was in MI2 instead, just so I could see him on the dirt bike.
I would probably keep going for. Like I might still just be like, it's the stupidest fucking thing in the whole fucking world, but goddamn, does he look cool doing it?
Philip Seymour
Good
Hoffman
God.
on a dirt bike.
He didn't even wear a fucking helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But in the hangar scene, like when he's hanging out from the hangar, and then they finally like get him off because like Ethan's going nuts, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill all your family, Ethan."
Yeah, because he
heard
Ethan.
Because the first thing he goes is, "What's your name?" The guy's just like, "Rabbit's Foot. You're gonna tell me everything."
Yeah.
What's your name?
Do you have a wife? Do
Yeah.
you have a family?
Because they're all dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill them all. And it's very matter of fact.
I know, and I loved it. It's so creepy. But
even the scene where like Maggie Q spills the wine on him right away, and she's pretending like she doesn't speak English, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, no, I love having wine all over my shirt."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're just like, you're just being a dick, and this is an accident, and she doesn't realize you're being a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, fuck you. But
great bad guy.
He's a great bad guy. I actually liked how they were creating the mask on site. That part was kind of cool, even though it's a little bit like far-fetched.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that like the tech in this one was dialed back from the second one, which is kind of funny when you think about it. It almost feels like the second one happened in this bizarro world where the tech was through the roof, and then this one happens. Because I mean, I think chronologically, that's got to be let's say it's actually 6 years removed. You know, maybe in those 6 years, mankind went, "Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Turn the clock back." You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, MI2, he got the message on, like, these cool Oakley shades through the glass. This one was a disposable camera at a store.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it kind of takes that step back.
I mean, I made the Google Glass reference in the first one, and then you get the upped version of the Google Oakleys,
Yeah, the Google Oakleys.
Which I still think was actually really funny. And then you don't have that ever again.
Yeah.
You know? And even in the other movies, it's like some form of phone that he's talking on, but still, like, action-wise, I thought that this was kind of a perfect blend of the first two. Where the action's more over the top than the first one, but it's still just as, like, it's still more grounded.
Yes.
You know? Like, even just something as simple as having him, when he's running on that freeway, and there's that big rocket coming in, and it explodes.
And he shoots to the side.
He doesn't just go out, it's just off to the side.
Into a car.
You know, and then he gets up, and he's like, what, like, he's all fucked up for a bit there, you know, and I mean, this was also one of the times where he's actually using, like, big guns, too. Like, he's actually taking on these high-powered machine gun-toting bad guys with another, like, high-powered machine gun, so I thought that was visually really cool, you know, but then, of course, he's an enemy of the state now, and he's gotta find the rabbit's foot, elude IMF, figure out who's working with Owen Davian, save his wife, with the help of this new team, right? And I always kind of like that the team just immediately is just like, no, we're helping you.
Yeah.
You know? But again, so they did the same thing with Lawrence Fishburne's character. I liked his character, but I didn't like how they were going, this guy's the bad guy.
Yeah.
This guy's the bad guy. And then almost immediately, like, full jets, Billy Crudup, or Crudup, or however you pronounce his name.
You know what? Billy Crudup, I don't like his acting. I've never really cared for it, but I watched this, I'm like, he always plays the same character. He's always the same. And I just don't like him.
You want to hear my take on him? My favorite stuff he's ever done was when he was Dr. Manhattan.
When he was the bald blue guy with his dick hanging out, not talking.
Not emoting at all, because Dr. Manhattan has, like, really no emotions. That's my opinion. This is his best performance.
Yeah.
I don't even care that his
Just
dick's
stand
flopping
there,
around.
do nothing.
I literally don't care that his dick's flopping around because I'm like, this you can do.
Yeah.
This uncaring, unemotional,
Mm-hmm.
almost robot-like dude.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
You nailed that.
This weird, like, he's trying to be buddy-buddy with Ethan, and then later he's just like, he's all slimy at the end where he's just like, no, you don't understand, and blah, blah, blah. You're just like, ugh. Mm-hmm. So he was definitely a weak part in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the crudup.
I don't even know how to
The crudup.
Crudup.
The crudup.
Crudup.
You sound like a vegetable no one would want to eat.
That's right. And then some people, like, when the new agers will hit, they'll be like, oh, it's really good for you, man.
It's really good, man.
It's so good, like, it totally just flushes out everything. Oh my god, if you wrap that up in a kale leaf, you will die.
Gives you incredible eyebrow growth.
Not only that, your erections are rock solid.
And blue.
Blue erections.
Blue erections.
Blue rock solid. Who doesn't want that?
Hit me with some crudup.
I feel like you'd have to tell your wife ahead of time, hey, I'm eating some weird shit that's going to make my dick blue.
Yeah.
But the erections will be rock hard, so just don't freak out about
it. If you ever want to have a smurf in you, here I come.
Yeah, that's a good way to not have sex for a while.
Right.
That's what's that line, hey, excuse me, miss, do you have any French in you? No? Would you like some?
Yeah.
Like, what? And if that works, good for you, but...
If that works, you probably shouldn't go home with that one.
Well, if you
might catch something.
You
might catch something.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, wow.
Frankly,
you accepted that. You accepted that. I'm going to leave.
Frankly, I don't even care what he said. He just looked at me. I was already going to sleep with him.
Mm-hmm. So,
But yeah, like I said, like, Owen Davian, great villain. Rabbit's Foot could have needed a little bit more fleshing out.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that he was actually, like, Ethan was married in this movie. I liked that idea.
Did you like it?
I really did, but then again, I was also a big fan of Bourne hooking up with
Julie Stiles?
No.
Oh, Franca Potente.
Yes.
Or Franca.
We did this the last time.
Franca.
Franca Potente.
Franca Pot.
What the heck? Marie.
Marie, there it is.
With Marie. But I like the idea of him settling down with Marie, you know what I mean? And, like, it had... They never ever fucked with his... Like, if they never killed her, if they just left them alone, Bourne would have never got back in the spy game.
Yeah.
He would have settled down with her, had kids, probably would have been happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that's what I felt like with this. It's a refreshing change of pace.
That was great, though, because it was the first movie, too, right? Like, if it didn't continue, it was a happy ending.
That's right.
This, being the third entry, just felt like, what the fuck?
For me, no. I didn't get that. Okay,
I'm gonna hold it back in.
Yeah, just
bubble.
get it in, just swallow it down. But the only part, because I mean, like I don't feel like this is a perfect movie, so it's like up and down for me. But there are parts where, like at the end, where they really make it seem like his wife's getting killed because Ethan didn't give her.
Right.
They
tease that right at the beginning. The gun goes off.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
That was cool that they had that spot where they did like in what do they call it, Medeas Reyes.
It's a very interesting start to a film.
Yeah, and then once you get to it and you like, he just wakes up and he's like, "Where's the rabbit foot? I gave it to you." That part was really like, what the fuck? Well, either you gave it to him or you didn't. Like, I don't understand. And if he did, why would Owen Davian go through all this trouble being like, I don't fucking have it, you know what I mean? Just to give that bullshit fake out where he kills her. And then we have the crowed up heel turn where he goes, hey, you know, there's blah, blah, blah. You know, there's stuff we gotta work with him on. And I was like, fuck, like, even in real life when they do shit like that, where they're just like, yeah, he's a horrible person, but we could get to worse guys by working with him. I'm always just like, why don't you just get this guy and then work to get those guys? Yeah. Okay? Like,
you're being lazy.
You're making it seem like it's okay for him to live a life of crime just because he's rubbing shoulders with worse guys. You know? But anyway, so that part, and like when they find out it's not actually her, I was just like, I'm glad that they didn't kill her off, but at the same time, I was just like, that's a fuck you. Like, that's a little, like, fake out. Yeah. You know? And you're just like, fuck. But I did enjoy almost immediately where the bomb goes off in his head, she brings it back to life, and then they do that shootout thing that was really cool at the end, and then it just sort of ends, but I love the fact that it ends with him, like, faking her death. So that they don't actually say that
they don't actually fake the death. That's something they kick off in the fourth.
That's
film.
right. That's right.
This one, they're smiling, they're happy, everyone's behind them, congratulating him, and they walk away, and it like cuts with them just like grinning. And
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Credits roll.
That's right. That's right. And that's why the fourth one was so jarring. That's right. Now I
Right.
remember.
That made the fourth feel weird because then it was like, you, where's this taking place? I thought you were fucking married. Like,
because they did a bow. They put a bow on it too. Like
Yeah.
it felt like they said, "Ethan's done."
Yeah.
But I mean, even with her character, I thought she was good. She has the distinction of being in Mission Impossible and Jason Bourne.
That's right.
Yep. I mean, granted, she's a background character.
Yeah. Oh.
She's a glorified background character in this movie too. You know,
Pretty much.
But I like the chemistry with them. I thought the chemistry worked really well. I thought it was better with them than it was with Tandy Newton.
Really?
But again, you know how I felt with the script, so.
Yes.
I'm good, so.
Are you good? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so technology-wise, we were kind of touching on that. I feel like this is a very weird in-between spot of the first two films and like the New Era trilogy.
Yeah.
It's a weird spot, right? Because like Mission Impossible 1's clearly in the 90s. Mission Impossible 2 clearly 2000s. I mean, like the Oakleys and everything. That was all the rage, right?
Yeah.
And this one's just like, it feels very strange. And
well, it's like I was saying, like it just feels like
it's like
the world said, no, we gotta pull it back.
Yeah.
But you're like, you can't go from like Google Oakleys because like there's still Google Glass out there.
Yeah.
They're still trying to make it so that people don't freak out.
Yeah.
But eventually, you're going to see it more and more often. Maybe not to the extent, but you're going to see it. You're going to get a heads-up display in your sunglasses and stuff like that. So it's weird that they went here and then, oh no.
And then you'll go back here. And it was weird.
Yeah.
It was
I
weird.
agree. I agree.
So.
Oh, you're smiling. Oh, you're like.
Okay, before
For me personally, it was painful to do this. You feel like I think you've got a blue boner right now.
Before I started watching these, the first was my least favorite.
Yeah.
But I had these thoughts of the third because I've only watched the third twice because I just didn't care for it.
I've only watched it a handful of
So
times.
when I went back and I watched the
First
third
one,
again now, I was just like, no, you know what? The first is way better than this.
Yeah.
Which is sad because, like I said, Philip Seymour Hoffman's amazing in this. And it's really shitty that he was in this Mission Impossible. But at the same time, I'm happy he was in this because he passed just a little after. So at least we got this incredible performance.
Oh, I forgot to mention this too. I hated how quickly they got him out of there too.
Yeah.
It was like, he's the big bad guy. Give me the rabbit foot. He kills her. And then gone.
Yeah, gone. Boom.
And then
Immediately
that's
gone.
it.
Yeah.
And you don't even hear about him ever again.
Mm-hmm. Going for 4?
It's usually 3.
All right.
It's so crazy because even like the guys, like I work with the guy Steve. I've worked with him for less than a year, and even he's going. Usually does 3. He usually has 3 sneezes.
The 3 in a row.
When he doesn't do 3, something's up.
If you had an okay today, you only sneeze twice.
I think I'm gonna die.
Okay, so it's no coincidence that this is the lowest grossing Mission Impossible in the entire series, worldwide and domestically. Okay, this pretty much came damn close to killing the series. It was that unsuccessful.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it during the period too where? Because it was Mission Impossible 3, and it was War of the Worlds.
Yeah, he had a nice little stretch there.
And then I think there was one other movie in there. But even like War of the Worlds didn't do as well as they thought it was going to be, if I remember correctly.
Well, you know what it was? I think
this was in and around that point.
War of the Worlds was around the same time, but a lot of this, the reason why it failed isn't so much the reason why I'm disliking it. It's that this happened. This came out right after the crazy period.
That's what that whole,
and everyone was like, "I'm not supporting any more Tom Cruise."
That's right. And I remember thinking that. So like even that, but don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put that solely to blame on this.
No,
I put it more on War of the Worlds, because that was a really good movie. And what I liked about that was he didn't play a good dude. He played like a pretty shitty guy.
Yeah.
And so when you do start to feel for him at the end of the movie, it feels earned. He's not the big, huge superhero all the way through, so that was really cool. Yeah, but there was that. I remember that being.
I think it was actually after this where he wasn't in anything for a while, and then finally.
Well, his handlers had to get
finally because he was producing these with his producing partner Paula Wagner. They don't produce movies together anymore. He's on his own now. After this was their last movie they did together.
Well, I think that was one of his handlers too.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like his sister or something.
I don't know what.
And then all of a sudden, like he switched with her, and then he went, "Hey everybody, I'm gonna jump on couches."
Did his little crazy thing.
Tell everybody in the world that I love her. She's amazing. And you're just like I love my wife, but if she ever saw me jumping on a couch proclaiming how much I love her, she'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? And you gotta stop drinking during the day."
Well, yeah.
I didn't know you were drinking during the day.
Yeah.
You have an issue.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But then he did Valkyrie eventually. He finally got an acting role again. Which wasn't a big movie.
It was good though.
But it was a good start to getting it back again to where he should have been. Okay, Lawrence Fishburne was decent in this for what it was. Nice introduction to Simon Pegg's Benji.
Yeah, I remember
who is
that.
now a character in the entire New Era trilogy.
I really liked, I agree, like it was a good introduction. And I remember even when I first watched this, and that was again during that period where even I was kind of like, I don't know about Tom Cruise, but I watched this and I remember being like, oh, hey, because I like him.
Again, you're playing on like who's hot at the moment. Well, he just came off of Shaun of the Dead and everything.
Yeah.
Like he was hot at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Apparently, I just read Simon Pegg, an interview with him last week, that he can't watch this movie anymore because he was battling alcoholism at the time he shot this movie. And every time he watches this, it just brings back bad memories.
I can see that, yeah.
So, that was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's interesting. Okay, least favorite IMF Team Assemble, touched on that. Okay, so, it feels like an episode of something I would watch on TV. It doesn't feel like a big budget Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with it was directed by J.J. Abrams. This was the first film he did, coming off a long TV career.
That's right. That's right.
This is the first movie he directed. And then you have a ton of TV-only stars in this. Kerry Russell's in there. Megan Q is in there. Greg Grunberg was in there. You probably know he was a guy at the cocktail party at the beginning, but like, you see his face, you're like, oh my god, you're in every TV show I've ever watched. Never in movies, but he's in this. So...
Right, yeah.
It really...
But even, what's his face? Jonathan, he was also a TV guy.
Yeah, so like, it's
predominantly
just full of TV guys. Abrams wrote it with his TV partners that did Lost with him and Alias and everything. Like, it's really
you're
TV
right.
feeling.
It does actually feel really much like
the way it starts. Yeah, the way it starts and the way it wraps up with like them walk away and the smile and the freeze frame on the two of them smiling.
That's a rough one too.
And it's like oh god, it's so TV feeling.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but like even for me though, the stuff that I liked outweigh the stuff that I didn't like. Whereas in Mission Impossible 2, the stuff that I don't like outweigh the stuff that I do like.
Right, where is for me, this is like the things that
so
I
like, I mean, if we were just doing a ranking of the original trilogy, it would be 1, 3, 2 for me. Because overall, I feel like 1 is the best of all 3.
Okay.
You know, whereas you're probably like 2, 1, 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, but the marriage was an awful fucking idea. It's an awful fucking idea. This film feels like a finale to a series, and they should not have had him married. If they were planning on continuing it in the future, they should have planted the Julia seed somewhere. They meet. She's a guest star, just like a small role in one of them. She grows as a character. Grow that character, end with them getting married on the series. Go to the farm. Happy ending. It was very weird, and it put the future films in a weird spot too, because like, how are they going to write this guy with this being married and everything all the time?
Right, and I mean, like, without touching upon the other ones.
It was so fucking weird. And again, it was fucking weird because we're coming off the second movie where he loved this girl.
Well,
it ended with them together and everything. Like, the first movie didn't end with that, with him with a chick. They weren't doing the James Bond thing where he was a different chick.
No, they definitely did not at all. I mean, they hinted at it with his mentor's wife.
Yeah.
But then you realize that it was because she was a heel turn anyway.
Yeah.
So then...
So they weren't playing that game with this series. So, like, him loving this girl at the end of the second... And then, boom, third movie starts right off with him staring at his wife. They're married. No mention of, like, Naya from the second movie. It was just, it was so weird. Like, they They met at a lake. They got married. He works for like a fucking car company or something. That's his story.
Yeah, that was his cover story. That's right.
It was weird. And I mean, like, as soon as I started watching in the theater, I was just like, this feels really weird right now. And the only thing that kept pulling me through every time I was just like, was that Philip Seymour Hoffman performance.
Okay.
He, boom, pulled me back in. I was just like, oh, God, it's so good. And then it's just
actually,
like,
you know what, like, you're kind of like, because I'm starting to, like, I think it's because I watched it too soon after the second one, where now it was almost like anything would be better. Because, like, I had a fucking 10-minute rant about all the things I didn't like about that movie. So, yeah, it's almost like being the tallest midget, right? Like, congratulations, you're still a midget, right? You're taller than them, you're still a midget. But yeah, because, I mean, it's not, I do like that he got married, but now I'm starting to think that you're right. Like, it was almost, there was no earning of it.
Like, if he was looking at this series like, I love the Mission Impossibles, I want to do a fourth, then he should have said, let's not do the marriage yet. However, let's introduce this character.
Yeah, because even though I cited, like, Bourne and Marie, they had an entire movie where they had their ups and downs within that movie, so that by the end of it, it made sense. Whereas this, they did the reverse almost, where actually they did, because then it was just like they had the cutesy scenes with them leading up to when she actually gets taken.
Yeah.
You know. So it's kind of like the Justice League movie.
Yeah, really. I mean,
you know, where it's just like, here's the Justice League, and now we're gonna have all these movies too.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, speaking of which, the poster for Aquaman
looks awesome.
That looks fucking sweet.
Looks awesome.
And the poster for Shazam also looks pretty
awesome.
Sweet. So
the 15-second teaser to Glass.
Yes, I saw that today too. I'm just
San Diego Comic-Con this weekend.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I mean,
the only thing I'll say about Shazam though is for the next couple of posters or whatever, if there's any, maybe don't have eating or drinking stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of really like.
I get it. You're a kid. I know that they're doing the 52 where he's still a kid in Shazam's body instead of just being almost like Superman when he's or Captain Marvel or Shazam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get that part, but it doesn't have to be snacking the entire time.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, just a quick aside. All of that looks really cool. I'm excited to see these trailers. I really am excited to see these trailers.
I'm so pumped for this, man. I think we might actually get a look at Captain Marvel after this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though Marvel Studios apparently isn't there, I still think that Marvel or Disney will tease something outside of San Diego Comic-Con.
I think so, too. I don't know if we need to see a Captain... Well, yeah, kind of tease it, maybe.
We're going to see something for sure for Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, Cheetah.
100%.
We're going to see Cheetah for sure.
We're going to see Cheetah or something.
I can't wait. I can't wait because...
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll see more Venom, guarantee it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I love San Diego Comic-Con. I haven't gone there. Probably.
No.
We talked about going there one time, but now it's so big.
Married.
Now it's so big. It's got a lottery system.
What?
They have a lottery system now. You could buy a ticket if you win the lottery.
Wow.
That's how big it is now.
Okay. All right.
So I doubt we'll ever do it now.
We'll just wait for the next one to slowly get.
New York Comic Con's getting the same way, so I'm glad I got to go to that before it got insane. So yeah, you know what? I've done Vancouver. I've done Toronto. The smaller shows are just as exciting.
You know what? It'd be crazy just to go. Like I just be like, oh man.
Yeah, they're just as exciting. So yeah, we could pretty much just pull a name out of a hat one day.
What else we got here?
That's the end. I mean, okay. Well, what we got here?
Yeah.
What's my Michelle Monaghan? I think Monaghan.
She was in Eagle Eye, and that was a garbage movie.
Monaghan. It was a garbage movie. It was one of those movies where I was like, yeah, I like it, and then I'm like, no, I don't like that. She was also in Source Code, wasn't she?
Yep.
Didn't like that either.
I didn't even bother watching it.
People love that movie. And I don't.
I read a breakdown of it, and when they got to the ending, and I remember just being like, "Oh yeah, that's really weird. It's really weird." Like, okay, so the guy's going back doing this loop thing until he actually figures out how to save the day.
Yeah.
And then you find out that he's actually like all mangled up in a coma. So then they just leave his consciousness in this apprentice, I think, into the Gyllenhaal's body.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So then I literally immediately go, well, what about the guy, the original guy? What happened to him? Was he a piece of shit? I don't know. But are you better? Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
It was one of those movies that, we're a smart movie.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "Oh, this is such a smart movie."
And then the smart people watched it, and they were like, "No, this is a dumb movie.
Yeah.
And here's why." And then they're like, "Excuse me, it's a really smart movie." And you're like, "Fine, whatever." You're right. It's a smart movie, even though nothing of this makes sense, and the ending is actually a lot worse than you think it is. It's not a happy ending.
No, didn't care for it. So yeah, I like her. I think she's a good actress, and she was good here as Julia. But again, I didn't see enough to give a shit about their relationship. They talk about this lake they met at. Okay, you met at a lake. You're starting off being married. He's fighting to get to you. I don't understand why he loves you so much. Where did this come from? Like,
yeah, no,
I have zero connection to you two being married.
You're right. And the one of the things, like, she's like, we met at a lake, and I remember just thinking, what the fuck was Ethan Hunt doing at a lake?
Yeah. Was there a cliff there to climb?
You know, and they're like, like they met through mutual friends, and I'm like, how is he running in a circle
that has a mutual friend
that actually has another circle that's linked up to her?
I know.
You know, I think
so. She knows another agent, I guess.
It would have made more sense if she was like a nurse for the IMF.
Exactly. See, and that's what I'm talking about. They put it right there. She's a nurse.
A nurse for the IMF, and then they got she got out of it. They got out of it, but secret, because then they wouldn't have had to do that stupid car salesman bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you're like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to like downplay Ethan Hunt's selling capabilities, but I mean, you could just feel that this guy's not a car salesman. You know what I mean? Like you could just feel like there's something else going on with this guy, and it's not selling cars. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like True Lies. Schwarzenegger's character is a computer salesman.
Yeah,
you know, he spends an ungodly amount of time working on his body, almost as if he's a bodybuilder by trade. But you're right, yeah.
He sells computers. He sells computers, yeah.
You know, I would have liked my computer salesman to be a jacked up brick shithouse of a man. You know? I would like to know that the CPUs are so huge that even he can't lift it. I'd be like, oh, well then sign me up. I'll buy this computer. Yeah, you're actually making me change a bit.
So here's what I would have done with number 3. I would have had Naya return, and I would have had Philip Seymour Hoffman shoot her. She is dead now. We go the Marie route.
Yeah, and then you have
now Ethan is just pushed to kill this guy. Then we introduce her as a nurse.
And he
gets injured.
That's right.
She's a nurse. She heals him back up. He meets this new girl at this one. Grow her character.
The new crew.
Yeah,
the faceless crew. You can still do them.
Yeah, I mean
that actually does work a lot.
Next Mission Impossible. Next Mission Impossible. Boom, we're on a mission. Blah 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 blah. We head back or something. I see her in the hall or something. We chit chat. You know, we're growing this character. She's in little appearances to the point where yes, they do fall in love. They do get married in the final movie. We get a happy ending with Ethan on the farm. The end.
Yeah. Like I mean,
it was stupid to start this off with a marriage that I did not give a fuck about. She came out of nowhere.
It
came out of nowhere.
True. You know, I mean,
it felt weird. It felt weird.
In the lesser actor's hands, you would have cared even less. Because I mean, he did a really good job of selling it. That you know, but you're right.
For sure,
you're right. Maybe I might actually have it so that this and number 2 are equal. Because I can tell you that I do. While there are things that I don't like in Ghost Protocol, it's not nearly as much.
Oh no! I mean that whole Dubai scene alone.
Handful of things where I'm just like, one character in particular, and a handful of things where I'm just like, you did not have any of that, or just tweaked it here and there, then it probably would have been better.
Yeah.
You know, but
So I'm done with my
overall,
MI3 rant.
Generally, yeah. I mean, it's funny. You had a rant about 3. I had a rant about 2.
Yeah. There we go. That is part 1.
That is part 1
of the Mission Impossible Camcast series. Mission Camcast.
No.
No?
No. I mean, Mission Impossible Part 1 Camcast is, I mean, it's not cool.
Camcast Impossible?
Nope.
No, nothing. Nothing.
We could just leave it at Mission Impossible.
MIC.
Mission Impossible Camcast. MIC works.
MIC?
You know what?
MIC?
We're going with MIC.
MIC Part 1.
MIC Part 1, and then we'll have MIC Part 2.
Yep.
When we actually see...
we'll go see Fallout.
See Fallout.
We'll talk the new trilogy.
We have to see Ant-Man.
We still haven't seen Ant-Man.
Yeah. 'Cause I thought about that the
I'm
other day.
so far behind on movies.
I literally thought about it the other day. I'm like, we got to see Ant-Man, and then so I don't know. What are you doing this weekend?
Sounds like I might be working in my sister's yard digging a trench.
Oh, hey! That sounds like so much fun. Don't invite me to help.
Okay.
I just told you not to invite me to help.
But I got it on camera. Me asking you.
Yeah, 33 people will watch it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
If someone would be like, come on, Chris, you should really do that trench digging.
And I mean, let's be honest, this isn't going to go live until after the trench has been dug.
Was that Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, it's Saturday for sure, and we'll see, maybe probably Sunday.
Gross.
Incredibly gross, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Life.
Adulting. Awesome. Adulting. So, yeah.
I don't really think I have anything else to touch on. I mean, did you see the Overlord trailer? The new not Cloverfield movie?
Is there a trailer for it?
I
haven't
thought
seen
there
it.
was.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's like World War II zombies.
Yeah, I heard it's something to do with World War II and zombies. But apparently it's not connected to Cloverfield.
You know why? Because the Cloverfield paradox was a glorified bomb.
I mean, how do you consider it a bomb? It's a Netflix movie.
Okay, but...
Critically, people did not like it.
No. I mean...
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it at all. I thought, it was a decent sci-fi. We got to see the monster from the first movie again.
That's
I
the
thought
thing.
that was neat.
I didn't mind it.
Didn't mind it.
You know?
I mean, I didn't mind 10 Cloverfield Lane either. I mean...
I actually really liked that.
I thought that was another weird movie where, the aliens felt forced at the end.
I didn't feel like it was forced, but then again, I knew it was a Cloverfield movie.
But again, John Goodman gave a crazy performance, and that kind of made me dig it.
I did feel like it was a really good movie.
I just want a sequel to Cloverfield, the actual Cloverfield. I want to see those monsters again.
I agree.
I love those monsters. I love the designs. I love
the
world of Cloverfield.
And especially because now, that thing is so huge.
Yeah, well, I mean, people were saying originally with the first Cloverfield, and we're not really getting real off topic because it's J.J. Abrams, right? So
At this point, who gives a fuck, right? Who
Who
really gives a fuck?
But they were saying it was a baby calling for its mother, looking for its mother.
Exactly.
This ginormous one in Paradox could easily be the mother.
That's right. And I mean, that was one of the cool parts about Cloverfield Paradox that I liked, where it was like the two different dimensions. So that the one dimension was getting overrun by the Cloverfield monsters.
Yep.
And then, so when they did the switch, it brought the baby over. So of course the baby's gonna be looking for his mom, because 1 second he's with his mom and they're destroying the earth.
Yeah.
Having fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he's like, "Where's my mom?" So that part was a great way to explain the monster showing up.
Yep.
But I mean, I feel like
I love my giant monster movies, so obviously
yeah, but I mean, I guess is it too much to ask that they be more like The Host?
Oh, The Host is so good.
I gotta rewatch that movie because I remember just being floored by how much I like that movie.
Yeah. You know what? Korean horror movies and sci-fi movies in general are just really
Yeah, but you know what it is though? It's because it's a different perspective that we don't have.
Exactly.
We're inundated with all this other Western shit. So that's another reason why I like kung fu movies and stuff, because it's just it's a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Even just Chinese or just other foreign flicks.
Yeah.
Because it's a different take on it. What is that horror flick on Netflix? Veronica,
yeah, Spanish. From the directors of the Rec movies, REC.
Yes, that's right.
Which are so good,
That
so
was
creepy.
A really grippingly creepy movie. It wasn't scary. I actually thought it was going to be more scary than it was, but it was just really whoa, because their perspective is different from ours, and I think that's why we got so attached to Guillermo del Toro so quickly, because it was just something so different but so good.
Yep. Yep, for sure.
Now we've officially got off topic.
We're way off topic now. Yeah.
I feel like we gotta end
But
it.
hey, you're ending it on a good note because you went to Guillermo del Toro. That's a good note. I'm good with that.
Now Crew's laughing. You.
Yeah, you.
And then get serious like I'm Vincent.
Or Billy Crudup.
I better take my pants off then.
Oh!
Put it in.